Hi everyone, we're here at the Samsung Developer Conference in San Francisco. I've got with me Dave Rhew. He's the Chief Medical Officer of the Enterprise Health Business for Samsung. Dave, it's great to see you again as always.
Great seeing you, Mike. Thank you.
So the big news, of course, is at the show is the foldable display. Are your customers coming to you telling what they can do with it yet?
I was with one of our customers and we were looking at the opportunities. Yeah, there's some really exciting things that we could think of. We haven't yet thought of them exactly how it would apply to healthcare, but we would love to explore further and see how they could be used.
Yeah, I think everybody's anxious to get their hands on it. So I spent some time at your panel, standing room only, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really exciting panel. We had representatives from UCSF, Kaiser Permanente, Insulet, Dexcom, and Medtronic. And we talked about a variety of different things, everything from the consumerization of healthcare, value-based care, talking about the data and the devices that can be used to capture that, and then what can you do with that data?
It's interesting. I mean, so many of us in the technology space talk about machine learning and AI, but during the panel, you all also talked about human learning, which is really important, especially with continuous glucose monitoring. A lot of those folks have never gotten to get real-time feedback for things they do and the impact of it on their glucose readings.
Absolutely. And when you think about it, if you were a person who checked your blood sugar maybe at most 4 times a day, think about all those times in between where it was spiking either high or dropping very low. You had no clue about that. The more data that we can capture on a more regular basis, be able to better analyze that and be able to draw some insights from it, it's going to lead to better health outcomes.
Right, right. And so, the real-time readings is just one side of the equation. Of course, real-time or continuous dosing too, and that's right. Part of what you all announced with Insulet.
Traditionally, when you think of medical devices, these are devices that are, in some cases, big, clunky, walkie-talkie-like devices that come out, but we're moving towards a smartphone form factor, in which now these devices can be essentially have the same look and feel as a smartphone. What we talked about with Insulet, or I should say what Insulet announced, and we were very excited to be a part of that announcement, was personal Samsung phone can be used to now manage your implant. I should say specifically your insulin infusion. So never before have we been able to have a medical device being actually controlled by a personal smartphone.
Differentiating your offerings in the healthcare space is a difficult proposition, but it seems like you've really managed to do that, and Knox is a big piece of that.
Knox is first and foremost an ability for us to be able to secure the data and keep it in a manner both at rest and in transit. But it also allows for customization, and that was a big part of what we did. From the end user perspective, the consumer, what's great is you can pull out your own Galaxy smartphone, have some configurations done on it, and now you can control your insulin.
Yeah, I mean, it's great technology, but again, the human side of the equation, which you all talked about, is a big deal. I mean, one of the reasons they don't do it often enough is not just because it's inconvenient and time-consuming, but nobody wants to look sick. Nobody wants to take themselves out of a conversation, out of lunch, and do this. And with it right on a consumer electronics looking device, you can do it very discreetly. Nobody knows.
When we spoke with Carl Waldstrand at Medtronic, he shared that one of the most common issues that they faced is that people with bowel and bladder incontinence, with chronic pain and a variety of other conditions, don't like to pull out a device that calls attention to that disease. And so what we're finding is that this is a really important part of what consumers want. We're trying to deliver it all on one device. A lot of these conditions that we're talking about are for patients that have gotten through the traditional process of basic medications, and they're just not getting better. So what they have had to do is they have gone to the point where they need an implant to better manage their care. And when you think about that, this is the group of people who will, in all likelihood, be incurring the greatest cost to the health system. So if we can find a way to leverage all the things we know about lifestyle, your sleep, your stress, that type of information can be utilized in conjunction with the continuous glucose monitoring data, the insulin infusions, to draw some new insights that we've not done before. And that's what's really exciting.
It is real exciting. And Dave, like I said, always great to see you. Thanks again for taking the time.
My pleasure. Thanks, Mike.
And thank all of you.